Welcome back to the Supremacy Black Podcast, man. This is your boy D Rose. I appreciate everybody that has reached out and provided me with additional information in regards to the tragedy that happened in Buffalo. I also appreciate some of the people that have reached out and asked questions in regards to we don't all have the answer, so I'm not going to act like I do or anything like that. But I have taken the last few days and just really processed everything that was going on, and still my thoughts and prayers goes out to the 10 victims, the community that was impacted, but more importantly, all of our skin folk that are really our kinfolk that are really feeling what we're feeling, processing what we're processing, and strategizing to realize of what we're really faced up against. And a lot of the times, a lot of the conversations have led to really when you see stuff like this that is so strategic and so devilish, what do you really do in a community? I was in a barber shop the other day, shout out to my boy Bang and Old School that was sitting in a chair, and we was talking, and you get to a point to where you realize that with this social media era, you are overly consumed with just news, negativity. But what I've realized is that, just to keep it all the way real, they're not going to take white supremacy serious. There's over 100 groups. But what I have noticed is that when there is somebody that is black, melanated, whatever you want to consider yourself, indigenous people, whatever, your stance, your approach will get their attention way quicker than a 18-year-old white boy walking into a grocery store, shooting 14 people, killing 10. Our voice will be able to do that. And like Old School was saying, you all are able to reach people with your voice, but what's more important is that you do align it up with action. So when I was asking him, what does actions look like? And one of his key things was that he's a few generations older than us. But like he was saying, you all have the accessibility to get mass communication out. But also, how do you touch bases within your hood? So it has been a few people that even asked under the post on the Instagram, Facebook. Some people have DM'd me. Some people have even called. This is what I've done. I can't say this is going to be modeling success because there's never going to be a perfect understanding. But I have a group of people that I am super, super close with. If anything ever pops off to a point to where we all need to get to a central location, we all know where that location is, we all know what we're coming equipped with, and how to get additional things to make sure that you are protected. Now, what I mean by that is you gotta be willing to bear arms or protect yourself, whether you got bear spray, tasers, flashlights. If it happens to go to where some people think it could go, what are you going to do? What's your next step if all communication was cut off? It's clear that these people are scared of what's next. It's clear that these white supremacists are just evil. It's clear that they have a straight agenda, but that's why it's so important. And shout out to my boy Ayo of us just really just putting the bullshit that we got going on in the hood to the side to realize who the direct enemy is. Who are the people that are strategic enough to find out a zip code to where they could drive to and kill the most black people? Not how you spin the block because somebody put something in a rap song. Y'all, if y'all haven't, go over, check out Big Facts Podcast, man. The brother had a hell of a live the other day that he did in front of the show. In front of a store, and other people that have preached this message, that's very important. But back to what I was saying is, you're not going to be able to fix everybody. I'm not going to act like all the black folk, people that we know, is going to be on the same page. Here's the most important part, though, is that the people that you are the closest to and that you trust, make sure that you all know at least how to protect yourself. If you know how to protect yourself, if something happens to go down to where you have to, it's a real emergency, where are you all meeting at? What is your code word if you have to text to somebody and say, hey, this is what's going on? How are you going to respond, and how are you going to be able to connect with your community if some shit goes on in your community like this? Also, even though a lot of us don't like to, you have to be able to know some people that are inside of knowing what's going on with them voting and all those things. We've talked about this a lot on a lot of different episodes, but it's just very important that we have to realize, looking at this thing from a bigger perspective, start with your local group that's around you. Take that message and keep building on with other people. If it doesn't matter if you have to start with a group chat, it doesn't matter if you have to start on with your Facebook friends, but make sure that you get with people of like minds, fuck the color, and see exactly what they're trying to do. If some shit like this continues to happen, then that's how you build your community to understand, okay, strategically, this is how we're going to attack this. Finances is going to be important. So if you got to create you a little bucket, just know that you have some people that are going to be able to depend on you whenever you need, whether you're the force, whether you're the voice, it doesn't matter. Those are some key things, and I will continue to expound even more on some other key things as well, but I just want to make sure that those are something that I've put out just to answer a few questions. Make sure you leave your comments. Let me know what you're doing. You can hit my DM if you want to stay in private. As always, long live CC. I'm out.